Well, hey artists, welcome back to the art room. Okay, so today we're going to transform an ordinary sheet of paper into one of these beautiful paper cranes, okay? Now, you can do, this is one of our fun continuing activities that you can do with our art papers we've made, right? The bubble paper, swirl paper, salt paper, etc. You can do it with regular old white computer paper. Ooh, sorry about that. Bless me. You can also do it with regular magazine or like catalog paper. That works really well too. Okay. I'm demoing with the white paper today because it's easier for you to see the fold lines. It's tougher to see it on the colored paper or the art paper. I also recommend that before you like dig right into those fancy art papers you made, maybe practice a couple of these with some regular old magazine or plain lined paper or plain computer paper like we have here. Okay. First thing we need to do is square up our paper. Okay. So we're going to take our sheet of plain old computer paper here. Again, if you've got lined paper, that's going to work out just great too. Or get paper out of the recycling bin, right? From junk mail, things like that. You know, form letters that people send you. Sometimes that's really good paper. It's like good quality paper. And we can make really nice art with it. So squaring it up, so I take one corner, fold down diagonally, and then I'm just going to cut off this excess, and that's going to give me a nice square sheet of paper to work with. And even after, what's kind of neat about like just working with plain paper too is even after it's made, you can still use like those homemade watercolor paints we made to decorate it. You can use marker, Sharpie, pen, colored pencil, crayon, regular pencil, heck, anything you got at home. Okay, so let's open up our sheet of paper. If you are working with the art paper and you want a particular side facing out, okay, or you want a particular picture from the magazine facing out, or if you're working with actual origami paper facing out, okay, to get started, you actually do want to begin your folds with the right side facing out. Does that make sense? So whatever color you want to be on the outside of the crane, start with that outside facing up. Okay, so turn your paper into a diamond shape. We're going to fold up to the point. I like to hold with one finger, pop the crease in the center, and then out to the sides. Kind of gives me the most accurate fold, holds things in place. Okay, open it up. And then do the same opposite, point to point. Okay. And then we're going to flip this paper over. So again, if you're working with like a color paper and you want this colored side out, okay, when you flip it over, you should see blank or white paper, whatever picture side you don't want facing up. Now we're going to turn it into a square, and we're going to go right to left, left to right, doesn't matter which way. And we're going to fold again. Get your corners nice and even, get your edges nice and even, pop it in the center, okay, and from top to bottom. So we're folding in half, folding in half. Popping in the center and out. Again, nice tight creases. I like to use my thumbnail, but you could use like the back of the spoon, you know, another utensil even to get a really nice tight crease. Tight creases matter because then it helps our folds come together. All right, so what you're going to do now, okay, so we folded in half, we folded in half, flip that paper over. So now again, if you're working with colored paper, right, paper that's your, you know, that you've done the art prints on, etc., that color is going to be this side out now, okay? So what you want to do is make it into the shape of a diamond or put it in the diamond position. Then you're going to grab these folds and pull them in and then squish the diamond down and give it a little press. Okay, so what you now have is this diamond shape like so. Right, so kind of no matter how you open it, flat diamond. All right. So what you want is you want to put the closed end to the top, open end to the bottom. And again, the color that your crane is going to be, if you're working with the art paper, you're working with magazine and you want a particular, oops, that's the star, sorry. You're working with magazine and you want a particular side out, that side should be out now, okay? And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start building the crane now, okay? So with this paper down flat, you're gonna take one of the loose wings, you're gonna take this corner here, and we're going to fold this side so it lines up on the center line here. And accuracy matters, so get the fold in place as best you can. The thinner the paper, actually, the the easier your folding will be. Okay, and then a good tight crease. You're gonna repeat on the other side. You're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna grab this outside corner, take this diagonal edge, fold it to the center. And what I think is great about the videos is if you miss a step, it doesn't make sense, you know, go back, rewind, rewatch, pause, try it again. Okay, usually it's just something simple that got missed. Okay, so crease that down, flip the paper over, do the same thing again. Outside to center, crease and fold. I like to use my thumbnail when I'm creasing. Again, like back of a spoon works really good. Now, you know, people who do a lot of origami, like professional origami artists, yes, is an actual thing. They have like bone folders. They have actual paper folders that help them to get really nice tight creases. But we don't need anything that fancy. Okay, now you've got something that looks like a kite, an ice cream cone, okay, something like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this top point. Do you see this line here? We're gonna fold over and down and crease. We're gonna flip it over, and we're gonna do the same thing, again, over and down and crease. Okay, now, closed point to the top, open points to the bottom. Open up these wings so you have the diamond again, and grab just one layer, and you're gonna slowly open and pull this point to the top. And what that's gonna do, as you slowly pull that point to the top, it's gonna allow your folds, yes, to collapse on themselves, but the sides to kind of come up and down and in. So let me show you that one more time. So let me open that back up. Keep myself centered here. You're gonna grab just this top layer, fold back, let these creases collapse in on themselves. Keep holding these two bits down in the center and let it collapse. And then you're gonna have a really kind of long diamond shape here, long kite shape. Flip it over, we're gonna repeat the same thing. Open these guys up, grab just the one layer of paper, pull this point back, kind of like you're peeling it back. So you're not like pulling up, you're more like peeling it back a little bit. You want these creases to fold back on themselves. Be gentle with the paper. If it won't go, just kind of give it a minute. Use your finger to gently kind of nudge those creases down. Okay, and then we're gonna have two separate legs at the bottom. Make them kick. Make them do a little can-can. Da, 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 da. Okay, sorry, little joke. All right, and then you've got these two wings at the top. All right, now we're gonna continue to do some folding. So we're gonna take outside corner. We're gonna take this diagonal and fold it into this line. So we're gonna bring it up, and that diagonal is gonna fold in and against this line here. So the same thing, do a nice tight line up. Make sure everything's organized, and then crease. Use your thumbnail, crease up. So your wings, big wings should be at the top, little legs at the bottom. Same thing. Grab outer corner, pull this whole edge in to line up on the center. Pull it in. You just gotta have patience with yourself. The more you practice this too, like anything, the better you get at it. Okay, go ahead, flip it over. Continue, same thing to the outside. Outside corner in, bring this whole diagonal in. You'll find we kind of repeat these folds symmetrically. Not kind of, we do. We repeat these folds symmetrically on either side of our origami. Again, I like to use my thumbnail. Really get those creases nice and tight. It actually makes the folding easier. Okay, right into the center. Right into the center and over. That looks terrific. Excellent. Nice crease with your thumbnail. Ta-da. Okay, now you're gonna pick up your origami and you're gonna fold these 2 points or halves into each other. And you're gonna do the same thing over here. You're gonna fold these 2 halves or points into each other. Okay, and then you're gonna pinch these 2 pieces shut at the top. Nice and tight, really crease that well. Okay, same thing on this side. Make sure your corners and your edges are lined up well. And then crease in nice and tight. Beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna take this wing, we're gonna fold it up, crease, flip it over. Take this wing, fold it up. Again, nice tight crease. Computer paper is like a little bit thick to be doing this with, but it still works. Okay, now fold in half again. We're gonna grab these two wings, fold them up together. These two wings, fold them up together. Now at this point, the crane's gonna start to appear. So if you picture it this way, his body's in the center, we have tail, neck, two wings. Okay, so let's pull out the neck and the tail of our paper crane. So we're gonna reach into our origami and we're gonna pull this guy out at an angle. Just give him a little gentle fold. We're gonna turn this into a head by just folding the nose down and creasing and pulling out a little. He's a little lopsided, but he still looks darn cute. And then we're gonna pull his little tail out as well. And there's the tail of the crane. And lastly, we're gonna pull the wing down and crease, flip him over, pull the wing down and crease. And at this point, you have the crane. But I actually think it's fun to make the little center of his body kind of puffy to make him a little bit more sculptural. So what you can do is flip it over. There's gonna be a little tiny hole, a little tiny space in the center. What you wanna do is just blow into that. So you're gonna pull his wings apart a little bit to open up that little tiny hole in the center. Can you guys see that? There it is. See a little tiny hole? You're gonna blow into it like you would like you're blowing up a balloon. And that puffs up the center of his body and makes him into a little bit more of a beautiful sculptural crane. And there he is, our little origami crane. So like I said, practice it a couple times with the regular white paper or scrap magazine paper, paper out of the recycling. And then once you kind of feel like you got it, take it to some of your gorgeous art papers and see what you can create. Again, art's not just for students in our art class. Share this with the family. It's a lot more fun when we make art together. All right, thanks for joining me in the art room today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.